Today, I'm going to talk you through the RPM. If you're trying to lose fat as a vegetarian, one of the biggest challenges isn't just knowing your calorie target, it's learning how to translate that target into actual food consistently. Because you might hit your calories one day, go way over on fats and carbs the next, and somehow still undereat protein most days. And that is exactly why I use something called the RPM method with my clients. A lot of people know roughly what they're aiming for. They've got a calorie target. They know they need more protein. They know they need consistency. But every day feels like a new maths problem. One breakfast is 200 calories. The next is 450. One lunch has 10 grams of protein. The next is 40 grams. So even when you're trying your best, your day becomes really hard to manage. The easiest way to think about it is Lego bricks. If every meal is a different size, different calories, different protein, different fats, different carbs, you are rebuilding the whole thing from scratch every day. And that creates a lot more friction, more tracking fatigue, more room for error, and takes up a lot more mental space. Not because you're lazy, but because the system is messy. RPM stands for repeatable personalized meals. It's the method I use to help my vegetarian clients simplify fat loss without eating the same boring meal every day. The idea is simple. We take your calorie and protein targets, distribute them across your day, and build meals that fit those targets. So instead of thinking, what do I eat today? You're thinking, which meal from my system am I choosing? For example, we might set a rough target for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So each breakfast has a similar calorie and protein profile. Each lunch has a similar calorie and protein profile. Each dinner has a similar calorie and protein profile. That means if you choose one breakfast, one lunch, and one dinner, you are automatically getting close to your daily targets. You can still track if you want to, but you're not relying on tracking to rescue a completely random day of eating. It brings a lot more structure to your day. Here's an example. If your target is 1,500 calories and 100 grams of protein, you might like to distribute it by putting 400 calories for your breakfast with 30 grams of protein, for your lunch container to look like 450 calories with 30 grams of protein, dinner to be 500 calories with 35 grams of protein, still leaving room for snacks with 150 calories and 10 grams of protein. Before RPM, your day might look very different every single time. Some days you're low protein, some days you're high fat, some days you're under calories until 6 p.m. and then playing catch up at night. But after RPM, your meals become more predictable, and predictability is what makes consistency easier. I've used this with hundreds of veggies because it solves one of the biggest problems vegetarian fat loss clients have. They don't need more random recipes. They need meals that actually fit their goal. Meals that are high enough in protein, appropriate for their calories, realistic for their lifestyle, easy enough to repeat when life gets busy, and most importantly, taste good. With my clients, I usually start by helping them build a smarter system. 3 breakfasts, 3 lunches, and 3 dinners. Not because you're only allowed to eat 9 meals forever, but because you need a foundation first. Once you have meals that work, we can build from there. The goal is not to eat the same 3 meals for the rest of your life. The goal is to get you to the point where you can build your 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th option yourself. So you have more variety, more flexibility, and less food fatigue. But you're not guessing anymore. You actually understand how to build meals that fit your body, your targets, and your lifestyle. RPM works because it reduces the amount of decision making. You're not waking up every day trying to calculate everything from scratch. You've already done the thinking once. Now you're just repeating, adjusting, and building confidence and expanding. And that's where fat loss becomes a lot easier. It's not effortless, but it becomes a lot easier to stick to. So if you are a vegetarian and you feel like you understand calories in theory, but you still struggle to turn that into actual meals consistently, this is exactly what we work on inside the NWK Academy. We help you build your personalized meal structure, hit your protein, stay within your calories, and make fat loss feel a lot less chaotic. And if you want help with that, drop me a message with the word RPM on Instagram @nutritionwithkrish and subscribe below for some more helpful veggie nutrition tips.